of TCC Judgment 115 宪判 2 2026 case on fines for failing to remit supplementary insurance premiums for the national health insurance. High notes. By stipulating fines that are equivalent to either 1 or 3 times the amount of the supplementary insurance premiums that should have been withheld on behalf of the National Health Insurance Administration, without affording any room for discretion or a mitigating mechanism, Article 85 of the National Health Insurance Act, NHI Act, violates the principle of proportionality, thereby infringing the right to property under Article 15 of the Constitution. Background note: under Article 31, Paragraph 1, Subparagraph 2 of the NHI Act, beneficiary individuals under the NHI system, that is, insured person and their dependents, must pay supplementary insurance premiums on salary incomes received from sources other than their group insurance applicants to the NHI administration. The obligation to withhold and remit the premium falls upon the premium withholder, person responsible for withholding premiums, namely the tax withholders, defined under Article 89, Paragraph 1, Subparagraph 2 of the Income Tax Act, such as organizations and enterprises that disburse salaries. Under Article 85 of the NHI Act, hereinafter, the disputed provision, failure to withhold and remit supplementary insurance premiums within the deadline will result in a fine equivalent to the amount that should have been withheld, and triple the amount for exceeding the extended due date. The petitioner was a person in charge of a construction company who had failed to withhold and remit supplementary insurance premium from the salary of the 3 workers within the extended deadline. Consequently, the petitioner was fined NT 93,000 in 2019, 3 times the amount of required remittance. Following an unsuccessful administrative appeal and a subsequent litigation, the petitioner's case was ultimately dismissed by Taipei High Administrative Court. The petitioner filed for constitutional review in 2022, arguing that the relevant NHI Act provisions violate the principle of proportionality by imposing fines equivalent to either 1 or 3 times the amount of supplementary insurance premium without considering different circumstances. Following TCC Judgment 114 宪判 1 2025, the decision was rendered by a bench of 5 justices, extending the 3 justices who declined to participate in the deliberation. Summary of the judgment holding: 1. The disputed provision uses the amount of supplementary insurance premium subject to withholding as the sole basis for calculating the fine, and imposes a fine equal to the fixed multiple of that amount. This could lead to a draconian fines in individual cases, which makes the fine disproportionate to the underlying violation. To that extent, the disputed provision violates the principle of proportionality and the people's right to property under Article 23 and 15 of the Constitution. Relevant authorities should amend the disputed provision in accordance with this judgment within 2 years of its announcement. Until the amendment is complete, relevant authorities and the courts shall make the decision in accordance with this judgment if the application of the disputed provision appears to be excessive in certain cases. 2. The rest of the petition is dismissed.